The vast, sun-drenched cotton fields of Calhoun County stretch endlessly under a searing Georgia sky. Elellanena, 29, stands beneath a towering willow, her pale ivory skin a stark contrast to the vibrant green. Her long chestnut hair is pulled into a low bun, a simple elegance amidst the rural landscape. Her wide, intelligent blue-gray eyes scan the distant eastern boundary, searching for something unseen. A faint shimmer in the heat haze catches her attention, a mystery shimmering on the horizon. She squints, her gaze intense, trying to discern the elusive form in the shimmering distance. In a sun-drenched Georgia cotton field, Elellanena glances away, then back. But the mysterious shimmer has vanished. A chilling prickle runs down her spine, a distinct and unsettling feeling of being watched in the vast expanse. She meticulously records coordinates in her leather-bound journal, her hand steady despite the growing unease. With focused intensity, she notes the well, the cemetery, and the fence line, mapping her surroundings with precision. At the grand mahogany table, Thomas, broad-chested and bearded, holds court, his presence commanding. He dismisses Elellanen's words with a casual wave, a gesture of absolute authority. His booming laugh echoes, filling the opulent dining room, a sound both jovial and dismissive. "Imagination, my dear. The heat plays tricks," he declares, his words dripping with patronizing charm. The Georgia sun blazes over a vast cotton field, its heat shimmering above the endless white bowls. Jackson, a grizzled overseer, walks the eastern boundary, his keen eyes ceaselessly scanning the dusty ground. He kneels, examining deep, bare footprints pressed into the soil. A sudden chill in the oppressive heat. The tracks abruptly end, as if the person vanished into thin air, leaving only an unsettling mystery. A shiver crawls down Jackson's spine, a stark contrast to the scorching sun, as a profound unease settles. Beneath the blazing Georgia sun, Jackson's brow furrows, his confusion deepening with each step into the cotton field. He follows an inexplicable trail, the earth bearing the impossible weight of human footprints, unnaturally deep. The prints speak of prolonged, heavy standing, defying logic and stirring an unsettling wonder in the air. Jackson scans the vast field, his gaze wide with bewilderment at the inexplicable anomaly before him. He shakes his head, a silent acknowledgement of the mystery he cannot comprehend or explain. With a final, troubled glance at the strange prints, Jackson decides to report nothing to Thomas, keeping the secret to himself. In the dim bedroom, Elellanena lies on the bed, her eyes fixed on the ceiling, lost in thought. Her hand instinctively moves to her abdomen, a silent acknowledgement of a hidden change within. A subtle, almost imperceptible shift ripples through her, a new presence awakening. Her pupils, dark as night, reflect the faint, ethereal moonlight filtering through the window. In his office, Dr. Charles Williams, thin and stooped, peers through wire-frame spectacles at Elellanena, a look of deep perplexity on his face. He taps his chin thoughtfully, his brow furrowed, as he processes an unsettling medical anomaly. His voice, tinged with disbelief, reveals the extraordinary truth. "The pregnancy is unusually advanced, Mrs. Bogard," he adds with a profound sense of bewilderment. "By several weeks, at least." In the dim study, Thomas paces restlessly, his silhouette a dark form against the single lamp's glow, his frustration palpable. His mahogany desk holds an open ledger, filled with meticulous entries that hint at deep secrets. He mutters indistinct words, his fingers tracing lines in the ledger, a man consumed by a silent struggle. A jolt of realization strikes Thomas as he sees the timeline align, not with intimacy, but with ominous sightings. A vein throbs in his temple as he slams his fist onto the desk, the thud echoing the silence of his rage. In the elegant bedroom, the bedside lamp casts long, dancing shadows, hinting at secrets within the soft glow. Elellanena stands with regal posture, her gaze unwavering, fixed on Thomas as if holding him captive with her eyes. Her eyes, deep pools of quiet knowing, hold a defiance that ripples beneath her refined and composed demeanor. A subtle unease flickers across Thomas's face, a silent acknowledgement of her unspoken power. Elellenena's voice cuts through the stillness, a stark revelation. "He was there before." The words hang heavy in the air, a chilling truth that promises to unravel more than just the present moment. In the bright daylight, Thomas pores over fieldworker logs, his brow deeply furrowed in intense concentration. His eyes scan the meticulous records, searching desperately for any hint of discrepancies. He seeks a clue, anything that could explain the mysterious presence haunting his thoughts. Each page is perfectly ordered, every entry precise, offering no answers to his urgent quest. Frustration flickers in his gaze as the logs yield nothing but an unwavering, unsettling normalcy. Thomas moves like a shadow through the slave quarters, his eyes piercing the gloom. He scrutinizes the cabins, each a silent sentinel in the oppressive night. Figures stir within the dim light, their movements subdued, almost spectral. He strains his ears, searching for a whisper, a telltale sound, anything out of place. The air hangs heavy, thick with unspoken fears and the weight of the hours. Only the relentless, rhythmic chirping of crickets breaks the profound silence of the night. In the opulent plantation study, a single oil lamp casts a haunting glow on the imposing mahogany desk. Thomas hunches over, his face etched with a grim intensity, illuminated by the flickering light. He clutches a stack of abolitionist pamphlets, their words a silent accusation in the otherwise still room. His brow furrows deeply, a storm of suspicion brewing behind his eyes, hinting at a looming conspiracy. The pamphlets offer no solace, no explanation for the unsettling events plaguing his land, deepening his despair. A silent tension fills the air as Thomas battles unseen forces, his authority seemingly crumbling around him. Jackson, his brow furrowed in deep concentration, meticulously inspects the sturdy fence posts along the eastern line. His keen eyes catch subtle indentations on the weathered wood, a silent testament to an unknown force. He traces the marks, imagining something heavy, persistently leaning against the barrier, causing the wood to yield. A slow shake of his head conveys his utter bafflement, a mystery unfolding in the quiet morning light. The fence stands firm, yet the silent indentations whisper of a persistent, unseen pressure. Along the east fence line, the posts stand like silent sentinels, stark against the open sky. Subtle, undeniable marks hint at a recent, unseen presence, a ghost in the daylight. The desolate landscape stretches, empty and still, offering no witness to what transpired. The ground, a silent canvas, holds no further clues, only the vast, indifferent earth. Under the scorching sun, a vast, green pasture stretches endlessly, where cows graze with a restless air. Their tails flick at unseen tormentors, a rhythmic dance of annoyance in the oppressive heat. But none dare approach the eastern boundary. They turn their heads, snorting nervously at an unseen threat. A silent alarm ripples through the herd, a palpable tension hanging heavy in the air, warning of danger. Thomas, a man of formidable build, strains as he draws water from the ancient well, the rope groaning under the weight. He pours a meager amount into his cupped hand, his brow furrowing with suspicion even before the first sip. His face contorts in an instant grimace of disgust as the brackish water touches his tongue, spitting it out violently. With a critical eye, Thomas glares at the well, the lingering foul taste of bitter accusation in his mouth. He turns sharply to his waiting men, his expression hardening with an unwavering command. His voice rings with authority. "Clean this well, now." The harsh sun mercilessly beats down, baking the parched earth into a cracked, desolate expanse. Yet, a jarring anomaly emerges near the eastern fence line. The soil, inexplicably, remains damp. A dark, almost oily sheen coats the ground, a sinister contrast to the dry, dusty surroundings. The ominous surface reflects the sunlight, creating an unsettling, almost liquid glare. This unnatural dampness spreads, an expanding stain on the otherwise arid landscape. The sun's bright rays only highlight the unsettling mystery, casting long, distorted shadows of the fence. Under the relentless sun, field workers toil, their shirts dark with sweat, digging a trench along the eastern boundary. Their picks rise and fall in a hypnotic rhythm, each movement dictated by Thomas's watchful eye. The air shimmers with heat and effort as the trench deepens, revealing the earth's hidden layers. Suddenly, a sharp, dull thud shatters the rhythmic silence as a pick strikes something unyielding below. A ripple of concern spreads through the workers as they pause, their eyes fixed on the point of impact. Under the bright sun, workers labor at the eastern boundary, their tools striking the earth with rhythmic thuds. A worker unearths a black, carved stone, its surface unnaturally smooth under his gloved hand. The stone reveals unsettling figures with elongated eyes, their silent gaze piercing through the ages. As more stones emerge, an eerie unease settles over the workers, their movements growing hesitant. Their faces betray a growing dread, realizing these unearthed relics hold an ancient, chilling secret. Thomas stands before a roaring bonfire, its hungry flames licking at the inky blackness of the night. Methodically, he casts carved stones into the fiery inferno, each one swallowed by the heat. The air around him crackles with an unnatural, almost tangible energy, a palpable hum of power. As the final stone vanishes into the ravenous flames, a deep, guttural thunder rips across the clear night sky. The ground beneath Thomas's feet trembles violently, a terrifying echo of the unseen forces at play. In the dimly lit plantation bedroom, Elellanena labor begins with terrifying, sudden intensity. Sarah, her sharp, perceptive eyes reflecting the urgency, moves with practiced speed and quiet efficiency. Her dark skin is a stark contrast to the flickering shadows as she readies herself to assist. Every movement is deliberate, a silent dance of assistance as Elellanena grapples with the onset of birth. The air crackles with unspoken tension, a life-changing moment unfolding in the hushed night. A fierce storm rages, rain lashing against the plantation house windowpane, blurring the world outside. Sarah, seeking a moment of respite from the tempest, glances out into the violent night. Beyond the blurred chaos of the driving rain, a tall, dark figure stands motionless. Its silhouette is stark, unmistakably dark, against the stormy night, a chilling presence. It is the very man Elellanena had described, a terrifying confirmation in the heart of the storm. In the opulent bedroom, the flickering oil lamp casts dancing shadows as a baby's first cries pierce the night. The newborn, James, his tiny face contorted in a silent scream, reveals startling amber eyes with unnervingly vertical pupils. Dr. Williams, usually composed, is visibly shaken as he gently examines the infant, his fingers tracing delicate skin. His hand brushes against something hard and unnatural beneath the surface of James's neck. Horror etches across Dr. Williams's face as he recoils instantly from the infant. Sunlight streams through tall windows, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air of the elegant study. Thomas, his face etched with worry, sits upright in a worn leather armchair, a man burdened by unseen troubles. Across from him, a private investigator from Savannah listens intently, his open notepad poised to capture every word. Thomas maintains an air of authority, his visible concern barely veiled as he gestures with quiet intensity. The investigator's gaze is fixed on Thomas, absorbing every nuance of his troubled demeanor. The room hums with unspoken tension, the sunlight a stark contrast to the gravity of their conversation. Under the cloak of night, the private investigator moves with quiet determination across the dark expanse of Willow Creek Plantation. For 3 nights, he is a silent observer, patrolling the eastern boundary with methodical precision, his gaze missing nothing. He peers into the well's dark depths, a grim expression etched on his face, a silent sentinel in the night. His eyes fix on the house, a shadow among shadows, his presence a stark contrast to the plantation's slumber. At dawn, the investigator's carriage departs Willow Creek Plantation, its wheels crunching softly on the gravel path. Thomas stands motionless, his gaze fixed on the retreating carriage as it disappears into the morning mist. A knot of cold dread tightens in his stomach, a chilling premonition of what might follow. The carriage is gone, leaving behind an oppressive, almost palpable emptiness. The ensuing silence is deafening, a heavy shroud falling over the plantation. On a polished mahogany desk, a telegram lies ominously, its presence a stark contrast to the quiet study. Thomas, his face etched with worry, tears open the telegram, his hand trembling with unspoken dread. His eyes dart across the words, a flicker of unreadable emotion darkening their depths before he crumples the paper. The telegram ignites in the roaring fireplace, curling into ash as Thomas watches, his secret consumed by flames. In the study, the chilling words of the telegram echo in Thomas's mind, shattering his rational world. A profound sense of isolation washes over Thomas as his carefully constructed control crumbles. His face contorts, a silent scream of despair threatening to break free from his rigid composure. The room seems to press in, a physical manifestation of his internal turmoil and growing helplessness. Sunlight streams through tall windows, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air of the plantation house study. Thomas, burdened by an unseen weight, sits at a mahogany desk, his voice tight with strained weariness. He gestures with a hand, emphasizing his cold command to the secretary. Prepare the divorce papers. Elellanena is to be relocated to Brunswick, near the Georgia coastline. Distance will solve this, he dictates with finality. Elellanena steps from her car, the Brunswick air thick with salt, the ocean's distant roar a solemn welcome. She walks with purpose to the edge of the property, her silhouette sharp against the vast, open sky. Her gaze locks onto the boundless expanse of water, a mirror to her unspoken thoughts. A quiet resignation flickers in her eyes, a deep understanding of the journey ahead. Yet, beneath the resignation, a subtle anticipation stirs, hinting at the powerful emotions within her. The Brunswick coastline stretches endlessly, a vision of raw, untamed splendor under the vast, open sky. Waves crash against ancient rocks, their ceaseless rhythm echoing a primeval song. An unseen, potent energy hums beneath the earth, a profound presence whispering through the very air. Thomas walks along the shore, his footsteps oblivious to the sacred history embedded in the land. The dramatic cliffs loom, silent witnesses to centuries of ancient coastal settlements and forgotten rituals. The magnificent scenery conceals a deep, almost palpable significance, completely unknown to Thomas. Under the pale moonlight, the Brunswick coastline sea lies unnaturally calm, a mirror reflecting the eerie stillness. No wind, no waves disturb the glassy surface. Only an unsettling quietude hangs in the night air. Sarah watches, her eyes wide with a chilling mixture of fear and awe, fixed on the placid water. Dark, indistinct shapes begin their slow, menacing ascent from the depths, shattering the tranquil reflection. On the Brunswick coastline, the night sea churns with an ominous, dark energy, hinting at unseen horrors. From the depths, tall humanoid figures emerge, their forms shimmering with an ethereal, phosphorescent glow. This otherworldly light casts an eerie, unearthly pallor upon the wet, glistening sand. Their eyes, ancient and luminous, reflect the cold moonlight with an intense, unblinking focus. They move with a profound, almost ritualistic grace, their movements precise and unhurried as they ascend from the sea. Each step is deliberate, their otherworldly presence a chilling spectacle against the dark, vast expanse of the night. Elellanenna's dark pupils reflect the eerie Brunswick coastline, her face serene and devoid of fear. Moving with unwavering resolve, she walks forward, each step deliberate, making no sound as she approaches the luminous figures in the distance. The mysterious glow from the figures illuminates her path, drawing her into the unknown with an unearthly pull. Her tranquil expression belies the perilous journey ahead, as she willingly embraces the enigmatic allure of the night. Against the Brunswick coastline, baby James rests in Elellanenna's embrace, his tiny hand reaching out to unseen figures. His amber eyes, luminous in the dim light, hold an otherworldly glow. A soft, melodic hum emanates from him, a mystical sound carried on the night air. Elellanena gazes down, a mix of wonder and protection in her eyes. The night's secrets deepen around them, a tender moment suspended in time. On the Brunswick coastline, the tranquil sea shimmers under the night sky, a deceptive calm before the extraordinary unfolds. Suddenly, the placid water parts, revealing a vast, dark chasm that yawns open with an unnerving silence. Elellanena, James, and Sarah step forward, their figures silhouetted against the abyss, a silent descent into the unknown. Without a ripple or a trace, they vanish into the inky depths, leaving only the endless, undisturbed sea behind. The Brunswick house, moments after the disappearances, erupts in a furious blaze against the dark night. Flames burst from every window, a terrifying inferno consuming the elegant structure. The tranquil sea is painted with an eerie, dancing orange glow reflecting the raging fire. The fire consumes the house with terrifying speed, its roar echoing through the night. Only a skeletal frame of charred wood remains, stark against the night sky, a monument to destruction. The desolate Brunswick coastline stretches endlessly under the harsh daylight, wind whipping at the sand. The sheriff and his deputies comb the barren shoreline, their uniforms buffeted by the relentless wind. Their eyes scan the sand, searching for any sign of life, any disturbance in the vast emptiness. No footprints, no traces emerge from the water, only the raw, untamed beauty of the coast. Intricate patterns of dried salt residue adorn the sand, like cryptic concentric circles, a silent enigma. The relentless sun beats down on Willow Creek Plantation, casting long shadows across the grand, somber house. Thomas, gaunt and haunted, surveys his land, his usually sharp eyes holding a distant, troubled look. He gestures to weary laborers, their faces etched with fatigue as they receive his instructions. They begin to construct a massive stone wall, higher and thicker than anything seen before. Each stone laid is a defiant act, a desperate attempt to fortify against an unseen, impending threat. The impenetrable barrier slowly rises, a stark monument to fear and an uncertain future. Daylight illuminates the imposing stone wall of Willow Creek Plantation, casting long shadows across the grounds. Guards stand at regular intervals along the newly built stone wall, their figures dwarfed by its sheer height. The massive stone wall stretches into the distance, a formidable barrier against the unknown. Each guard, a silent sentinel, reinforces the illusion of impenetrable security. The wall stands as a stark testament to a desperate need for protection, a shield against unseen threats. Under a heavy September moon, the vast cotton field glows ethereally, stretching into the silent night. Thomas stands amidst the white bolls, his head tilted, his expression fixed on an unheard sound. He listens intently, a strange, rhythmic crash of waves reaching his ears, an impossible sound in the stillness. The distant, powerful roar of the sea echoes in the air, a mystery in the landlocked field. The colossal eastern wall, a granite behemoth, stands silhouetted against the moonlit night, an imposing and silent guardian. Suddenly, dark, damp patches begin to seep across its ancient surface, an impossible moisture spreading with eerie speed. The moisture grows, creating vast, glistening stains that snake across the granite, hinting at an unseen force within. Then, salt crystals, impossibly far inland, begin to shimmer into existence along the damp stone, catching the moonlight like scattered diamonds. The wall weeps, its granite face transformed by the spreading dampness and sparkling salt, a bewildering and ominous phenomenon. In the dim glow of his study, Thomas's hand trembles, a frantic dance across the journal's pages. His pen scratches, words appearing in a desperate scrawl. The land remembers water. Thomas's eyes, bloodshot and wide, betray a growing terror that consumes him. A chilling dread washes over his face, reflecting the haunting words he's just written. The flickering lamplight casts long, dancing shadows, amplifying the fear in his haunted gaze. His breath hitches, a silent scream trapped within as the chilling realization settles deep within his soul. Thomas, eyes wide and restless, rises from his sleep, the quiet night a canvas for his troubled mind. He wanders through the hushed plantation, drawn by an unseen force, his steps echoing in the stillness. His gaze fixes on an imposing wall, a silent sentinel in the dark, pulling him closer with an irresistible pull. A whirlwind of inexplicable events consumes his thoughts, each step deepening his growing obsession. The air around him grows heavy, thick with the tangible weight of his spiraling fixation. The biting night wind whips around a colossal stone wall, its ancient surface illuminated by dim work lights. Grim-faced workers discover Thomas, pressed against the cold, rough stone, his ear cocked intently. His body is rigid, eyes wide and unfocused, utterly consumed by an unseen whisper from the wall's depths. He strains, as if trying to decipher a secret message from the ancient structure, lost in its mysterious call. Under a full moon, a September storm rages, rain lashing down on a massive, ancient wall. The stoic wall groans and shudders, a centuries-old sentinel facing its demise. With a deafening crack, the wall implodes inward, crumbling into the very land it protected. Thomas, a figure of utter exhaustion and despair, collapses beside the ruined structure. The storm's unbridled fury mirrors Thomas's own internal turmoil, a world shattering around him. Beneath the shroud of night, Thomas lies motionless amidst the cold rubble of the wall, a stark silhouette against the debris. His eyes, wide with a chilling revelation, are fixed on an unseen terror, reflecting the horror of his final moments. A gasp escapes his lips, a whisper of understanding in the face of impending doom. With a final, trembling breath, Thomas utters, "I see them now." The silence that follows is deafening, punctuated only by the unseen horrors that Thomas has glimpsed. In the cold, sterile morgue, a stark white, unofficial autopsy note lies on a stainless steel table. The chilling text reveals pupillary distortion observed post-mortem on Thomas, a disturbing anomaly. Dr. Williams, a man of science, fixates on the note, his brow furrowed in profound disbelief and trouble. His rational mind grapples with the impossible finding, shattering the rigid order of his scientific world. Sunlight dapples through the dense pine canopy, illuminating Atlanta University researchers in a clearing. A ground-penetrating radar unit displays a clear, circular anomaly, sparking both curiosity and frustration. Their faces fall, a wave of disappointment washing over them as grim news arrives. The unexplained withdrawal of funding abruptly halts their crucial investigation. A monstrous hurricane pulverizes the offshore site, a swirling vortex of wind and rain ripping through the remnants of Thomas's wall. The churned earth reveals hundreds of identical black carvings, resurfacing from the disturbed soil, each mirroring Thomas's burnt secrets. Residents, their faces etched with unease, report vivid dreams of luminous water, a collective memory awakened by the storm's fury. The ocean lies deceptively calm, its vast surface now concealing untold secrets beneath its placid expanse.